All right, let us begin. All right, so this next few weeks, we're going to talk about the elements of that, we're surrounded by. So let's find our chairs. So yes, there's typically in many different cultures and spiritual practices, they are very aware of elements, the earth and fire and water and air and ether, right? So today we're going to focus our practices on the earth element. And so elements are connected to chakras and body parts and moods. And so the earth element is connected to the root chakra, the very first chakra, that pelvic floor, the bottom of the spine. And then the body parts are the stomach, the spleen, digestion, and elimination. And definitely like our bones and our muscles because our bones are carbon, just like there's elements in the earth, and our body is cells, just like the earth. So we are just to remind ourselves that we're part of this incredible planet. Yes, we're not visitors on top, we're part of it, right? Yeah, good. So we're going to start with our palms up on our lap. And then we're going to the mantra that is connected to, or the mudra that's connected to the earth element, is the thumbs. Yeah. So if you'd like, you can bring the sides of your fist onto your thigh and just have your thumbs up. This also is a great mudra for our spine. It's about and our spine is that bone, right? And it's the whole spine, bringing energy up and down that spine. Good. So we're gonna just practice some slow breathing with that ujjayi breath, which is a slight restriction of the back of your throat. It's almost like you're trying to stop your breath a little bit so you can hear your breath. So close your eyes and just arrive in this space now for just this hour. Yeah, connecting to the earth. Bringing your awareness to your feet and your toes and feel them just connected to the earth. Yeah. Now let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose and let it go. And another cleansing breath in through the nose and let it go. So that ha sound, that when you're like ha, we're going to do that, but with our lips closed. That'll be the ujjayi breath. So take a breath in, pause the breath at the top, and exhale with that ujjayi breath. And try to extend the exhale. That helps us to root down as well. And continue on breathing in as deep as you can, as slow as you can. Pause the breath at the top and slowly breathe out. Almost feels like you're trying to fog up a window on these cold days. And continue for about 4 or 5 more slow breaths. And again, each time you exhale, see if you can feel rooted into the earth. Yes, connected through your feet. And see if you can extend that exhale breath, slow the breath down as much as possible. And that breathing in and out of the nose helps us to build that nitric oxide. The extended exhale helps us to detoxify our body. Helps us to slow down the breath, this ujjayi breath. And feel grounded. Next time that you exhale the breath, just release the breath to your natural breath. Release the hands, bring the palms up. Just notice how your body is feeling today. So this practice of yoga helps us to unblock anything that is stuck in the body and bring balance to the subtle energy in our body. Yeah. And when we do that, specifically this practice, the earth element practice, the root chakra, it allows us to feel more grounded, right? More safe to exist on this earth. Fearless, balanced. It just simply gives us the, an ability to meet our challenges with greater ease, right? Not to struggle with the challenges, but just notice them, know they're there, know we'll get through it. Yeah. When we're not in balance, when our root chakra and we're not connected to the earth, it tends to bring dullness in our life, right? Or, the lack of enthusiasm. So today we'll do these asanas to help to build, again, that safety, that groundedness, that stability in our life. When you're feeling ready and complete, you can gently flutter the eyes open. So simply having an awareness, we hear over and over again at all different modalities to say, just know that you're taken care of, right? There's a plan in place. You're part of this earth. You're taken care of. And to try to drop the fear. Yeah. So let's bring our hands into prayer position. And let's start to rub our hands and create heat. So the fire element is also about fire, right? Building the fire. Our digestion is about building internal fire that helps us to digest our food, eliminate toxins. Yeah, good. And relax. And then we're going to bring our hands now to our belly and right one on top of the other. So that's, again, the earth element, this digestion, stomach, spleen here. Good. And relax your shoulders. And take a nice big breath in. And exhale with a big ha. As long as you can. Yeah. Inhale, feel your belly rise up. And exhale. Do two more just like that. Inhaling, so building fire in our digestive tract. Yeah, if you've ever noticed when you have a tummy ache, you kind of feel really dull, right? Yeah, because that just drags down your energy. Good. And as you exhale, relax your hands onto your thighs. And again, so as we practice our asanas today, imagine yourself as a tree and your feet and your toes are the roots of the tree. And they're just as deep into the earth as possible to keep us nice and stable and grounded. Yeah. So a lot about feeling our toes. Yeah. So try to spread your toes and feel each toe on the earth. Yeah. So supported, so grounded. Nothing can push you over. Not the biggest wind, not the biggest challenge in your life. Yeah. Because you're grounded now. Your awareness of being grounded. Good. All right. Let's take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Good. And then inhale, slowly lift the head back up. And exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Stretch the back of your neck. Good. And then inhale, lift the head straight back forward. Now, if you ever have a stiff neck, this time of year tends to, propagate a little bit more stiffness in our neck because of cold and our shoulders are usually up. Yeah. And so we're going to I'll give you this little stretch that's so nice to help you loosen up your neck. Very easy. So we're going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to turn your head over to the right. And then when you start to feel a little resistance, you stop there. Yeah. And then you're going to take your right hand onto the right cheek. And then take a breath in, and as you exhale, very gently, try to push your cheek into that hand and the hand into the cheek. Just a little bit. So you're just bringing in a little resistance there, stretching that left side. Then breathe through your nose. And then exhale, relax, release your hand. Slowly turn your head back forward. Take a breath in, find a nice tall spine. And as you exhale, over to the other side, to the left. Good. And again, just when you start feeling a little resistance, pause there. And then take your left hand to the left cheek, just nice and lightly, and gently push your cheek into your hand and your hand into your cheek. And breathe. Nice big breath through your nose. And even feel this down the middle of your back, but just gently. And as you exhale, relax and slowly release your hands and slowly turn your head back forward. Good. And now we're just going to rock our head side to side. So you're going to turn your head to the right and then back forward and to the left and forward and to the right. Each time maybe going just a little bit further easily and left. Excuse me. And back forward. Nice. All right. Relax your arms down alongside your body. Good. On an inhale breath, bring those toes, those roots, press them into the floor as you lift your shoulders up to your ears. Yeah. Stretch your sides of your spine, sides of your rib cage, and exhale, relax. Good. And again, press into your feet and slowly lift your shoulders up. Feel how it feels to have your shoulders have that tension. And then as you exhale, relax your shoulders. Just let them melt down. Good. We're going to turn our palms out and pressing into your roots. You're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up as you press down into your feet. That lightens the strain of your upper body when you use your lower body as well. And then exhale. So wherever you can take your arms here, you're just going to fly. Feel the air as your arms travel through space around you. Yeah. Good. Just getting bigger. You know, we get so small when we just stay in our physical body and feel this ache and that pain and, you know, this worry and that fear, right? And so to remind ourselves, we're so much bigger than all of our body aches and our worries. Good. And relax now the next time your arms come down. It's just about awareness and reminding ourselves and recalibrating our memory, basically, from all this strife that's happened in our life so far. And we tend to just, you know, hang on to that and to build new thought processes. Good. All right. So we're going to come into a little side bend here. So we're going to take our right arm and just lay it across our rib cage, and our left arm, tuck it back behind your back, wherever it's comfortable. Good. We're going to take a nice big breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to lean over to the right. Yeah, just stretching the side a little bit. You're gently pressing into your arms. That's stabilizing your back and your core. Yeah, and inhale, come back up. And exhale, and just go over to the other side. Good. And inhale, come back up. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your right hand onto the side of your left thigh. And then you can bring your other hand out from behind you. Just lay it on the side of your chair. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, just very slowly turn your body over to the left. Yeah, and breathe. Good. And you can even take your eyes and slowly and gently look over to the left as well. And breathe into the belly. And as you exhale, relax the body and slowly bring the body back forward. Good. And we're going to do the opposite. We're going to take the left arm in front and the right arm behind us. Yeah, and it's just wherever it's comfortable here. Good. And take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, just lean over to the left. Good. And breathe. And inhale up and exhale just gently over to the right. Good. And inhale up. And as you exhale, now bring this left hand to the outside of the right thigh. You can untuck your right arm behind you and just lay it on the side of your chair. Inhale, get a nice tall spine. And as you exhale, turn the body at your waist. Gently turn your gaze over that right shoulder. And breathe here. Just gently stretching the spine. Good. You can look with your eyes over to the left or right this time. Good. And as you exhale, relax the body and slowly bring the head back forward and bring the body back forward. Nice. Good. Just gentle way here. We're going to scoot forward a little bit to stretch the spine. So again, always spine stretches in 6 different directions in my classes. Yeah, in almost all yoga classes. Yeah. So hands onto your thighs. Good. Feel your heart lift as you lift the heart, lift the chin, lift the chest. And as you exhale, you can just relax your head down, slide your hands forward, drop your head. Inhale, slowly come back up. Slide your hands up. And this time we're going to exhale with fire breath. So as you exhale, when we come into cat pose, you're going to stick out your tongue and really exhale. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, stick your tongue out and as you drop your head. Yeah, good. And inhale, slowly lift the heart, lift the chin, lift the chest. And then exhale, stick out your tongue and yeah, build that fire breath. Good. And one more, inhale slowly, come up, lift the heart, arms up, elbows back, open up that heart, and then stick out that tongue and exhale the breath. And then slowly come back up to a nice tall spine. Good. Let's bring our legs out a little wider. Good. Then root those toes into the floor, the feet into the floor like your roots are, 10 feet deep into the earth. Let's take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, lean forward with your body. Good. And then roll over to the right and back. And as you go back, tuck that low tummy in and come to the other side and forward. Just do one more nice slow circle here. Actually, we'll do 2 more. Yeah. Keep the spine straight. Keep the head right above the shoulders. The head's not moving. It's just the whole trunk of the body. Next time you come forward, pause. Yeah, get those roots grounded as you go the opposite direction. Yeah, feeling those feet stabilize you. Yeah. And with each breath, feel the energy flowing from your feet into the earth. And the next time you come forward, pause and slowly bring the body back up. Good. All right. Now we're going to take this left leg and bring it forward and take the right leg out to the side. Yeah. So we're going to come into triangle pose here. So we're going to really press down into the floor. Good. And now tendency here is for the body to be towards this right leg. See if you can square your shoulders forward. Yeah. Good. Let's take the right arm back, or the left arm back, and then the right arm forward. And now let's bring our palms forward. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck your belly in. Press down into those roots. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, just tilt over to the right, reaching your right fingertips towards the floor and the left to the upper corner of the room. And breathe. Nice. So really pressing into those feet. You feel that energy all the way up to your pelvic floor. Yeah. And breathe and smile. And smile and breathe and stretch your arms. Good. And then pressing into your feet, slowly bring the body back up. Good. I'm gonna do a little side angle here. So flip the right palm up and lay your forearm onto your right leg. Lift your left palm up and slowly bring it up towards the sky. You can take a break. You can have it in cactus pose if that's more comfortable on your shoulder. Good. Let's take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, stretch up and lean over. Again, pressing into those feet. You feel that relief in your upper body when you're using your lower body. You're also pressing into this right forearm. If you'd like, since we have a little bit looser neck now, you can turn and look underneath that left arm. Yes, giving some space to that digestive tract, right? The stomach, the intestines, colon. Yeah. Inhale, slowly come back up, and exhale, bend the elbow as you float your arm down. Good. Hands onto your thighs, and very gently toe heel your foot back next to the left. Toes are even. And we'll just do that on the other side. So we're going to take this left foot out now, left leg out to the side. Good. Find your roots, get a nice tall spine. Square your shoulders to the front. Reach your right arm out and your left arm out. Good. Bring your palms forward. You can open your fingers, stretch your fingers a little bit. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, press into those roots, so your feet ground them in, and just tip over to where it's comfortable. So you're stretching your left fingertips towards the floor, your right up to the upper right corner of the room, and you're smiling, and you're rooting down. Yes. And you're breathing. Good. One more breath here. Good, good, good. And then inhale, press into your feet to float the body back up. Good. And then we're going to take this left palm, flip the palm up, and bring that forearm on your upper thigh. Bring the right arm slowly up. Yeah. Again, you can be cactus pose. You can be here. You can be here. Palm is facing in. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, stretch long and just lean over. Press into that left forearm. Yes, press into your feet. And if you would like, you can turn and look underneath your right arm and find your breath. Big, slow, deep breath. Good. All right. Then on an inhale breath, again, press into those feet and slowly come back up. And exhale, float your arm down. Good. Yeah. So theme here, right, is using those roots to plant you in. And we do stability and then heel toe your feet. So at our Tuesday stability and balance, yeah, it's all about just getting really grounded. That's going to keep us from toppling over. Yes. And so this connection to the earth is so important for us. All right, we're going to come into normally you do this sitting on the floor with your legs extended, but we're going to try it on our chair here, just for grit. All right. So we want to just bring your heels out so that, I don't know that you can see here, we're just going to extend our legs forward. You can have a bend, definitely have a bend in your knee. Don't drop your knees down. And now we're going to take our hands, bring them behind us, and tuck your fingertips underneath your glute muscles so that your palms behind you are on the chair. Yeah. So this is a very challenging pose to lift the legs, but we're going to, as we press down into our palms, so press down into your chair, make an action like you want to lift your legs up, right? But I can't do it. But you feel that whole lower body engage. Just the effort of trying to lift and release. Let's just try to lift one leg. All right, relax. So press down into your palms and lift your right heel up. Pressing down, a little easier, and release. Good, relax. And now again, press down into your chair, lift the left heel up. So you feel that engagement from your feet all the way up into your pelvic floor, into your belly, right into your core. This is good core work. And release. Yeah, and relax. Yeah, so again, when you're sitting on the floor, your legs are extended, your hands are on either side on the floor. And you just try to lift your hips up a little bit. Let's try lifting our hips. So let's stick our fingers back behind, underneath our glutes again. Good. Legs extended. Now press down into your palms and see if you can try to lift your glute muscles, the little tushy up off the floor. Press down, press down, press down. Yeah, and then release. Nice. Good work. And release your hands. Let's shake out the hands. Let's bring the hands to the thighs and help to rebend those knees. And it might feel nice to stretch our hands because they were getting less. Sometimes it's nice to stop the blood flow and then release and have just a nice gush of blood that goes into your little digits. All right, arms down alongside the body, stretch your fingers wide, and then bring them into a fist. And stretch your fingers and make a fist. And stretch and make a fist. And then relax the hands, float them forward, make a fist, and let's do nice slow circles, stretching the top of your hands. That might feel nice. Good. And reverse the opposite direction. All right. Even sitting here doing this, are your roots, your feet and toes grounding into the earth? Yeah, connect that earth and shake it out. Good. All right. So coming to a stand, definitely going to press down into our feet and lead with our hearts. Yeah, or stand however it's comfortable for you. But really trying to use this lower body when you stand up is really helpful. Yes. All right. So just leaning forward, nose over toes, and press forward with your heart as you come to a stand. Good. And we're going to come to the back of our chair. Here, yeah, and just, we've been sitting for a little while, but still you can, as even in our chairs, we can really work on rooting and grounding into the floor. Yeah. So let's just get crazy, blow around, get the wind going. Yeah, that'll be our next thing, our air. Yeah, and just shake off any tension here. And let's come into mountain pose, the ultimate pose for grounding, right? Toes are even, legs are about hip distance apart. Lift your kneecaps, bring your palms forward, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Tuck your tummy in, and just glide your chin back slightly. And feel like you're 10 feet tall, like that tree, right? Like a big, huge tree. And feel the roots just diving into the earth. You feel so stable, so grounded. Yeah. Good. All right. On an inhale breath, press into the feet and reach the arms out and up. Let's interlace our hands above our head. Put the palms up and reach the palms as high as they'll go on your body. So you're pressing down into your feet to lift the palms up. And you're breathing. Good. Good. And on your next inhale breath, reach up taller. And as you exhale, let's just glide over to the right. Stretch the left side, press down into the outside of that left foot. Good. And then inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, over to the other side, press down into that left foot. Get nice and long on that right side. And yes, pressing down into the right foot actually. Stretch long. And then inhale, slowly come back up. Good. And then slide the hands down, unlace the hands, and allow your arms to float down. Right into mountain pose again. So hearts lifted, shoulders back. Yes, good. Ha. And there we go. All right, we're going to come into a pyramid pose here. Nice grounding pose as well. Good. So you can either have your hands on your chair or you can start with your hands on your hips. We're going to take the right foot and slide it back. So your toes are forward. Your feet are a couple inches apart so that you're feeling nice and stable here. Yeah, good. And we're just going to be hinging forward at our hips here. So we're going to keep the spine nice and long. We're going to keep the head right above the spine. Good. And lift the heart. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, take your fingers and start to slide your hip bones back. You're going to keep a flat back. You're not going to round the back. About a quarter of the way down, notice the knees and soften your knees. This is a really easy pose to hyperextend the knees. We don't want to do that. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just come a little bit further down, sending those hips back. Yeah, until you're looking at the floor and breathing. So pressing into those roots, grounding so deeply into the earth. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, see if you can drop your right hip and lift your left hip up slightly to flatten your sacrum just a little bit. And breathe. Nice long, slow, deep breaths. And see if you can melt your heart on each exhale breath a little closer to the floor. All right, now on your next inhale breath, press into your toes, your whole foot as you drag your hands down on your hips and slowly reverse. Slowly start to bring the body back up, that nice straight spine. Nice and slow. Yes. And relax. Good. On an inhale breath, step that right foot next to the left. Good. And wiggle out and shake out the body. Release any tension, wiggle out those shoulders. It's typically almost always where we, boom, holds most of our tension, right? Is right in our shoulders and our neck area. Yeah. And relax here. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. So this time we're going to slide the left foot back. Toes are forward, and you're not too far back. That can be a little more challenging. You're about 12 inches maybe back, a few inches wide so that you feel nice and grounded. Yeah, if you're on a tightrope here, it's a little bit more of a challenge, a balance challenge. So we want to have a little bit of space, like on railroad tracks. Good. All right, so either hands can be on your chair, bits of there, or on your hips. Good. Again, keeping a tall spine, keeping the head right above the shoulders. So your head and your whole trunk of your body are traveling together. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, start to slide those hip bones back. Yeah, and as you start going down, notice the knees. See if you can soften the knees, and then continue going forward just to where it's comfortable for you. Notice if there's a difference on either side. This one's a little more challenging for me. Good. All right, now evening out that sacrum, take a breath in, and as you exhale, drop your left hip down and guide your right hip up slightly. And just try to flatten the sacrum a little. and breathe. In this pyramid pose. So nice stretch. Again, grounding your heels into the floor, your feet into the floor, as if they're cemented to the floor. And breathe. 2 and 1. And then drag your hands down on your hips, press into your toes, and very slowly start to float your straight spine back up until we are standing. Yes, good job. And relax. Good. And on an inhale breath, bring that left foot next to the right. Let's shake out our little hands. Again, they did some work for us there, so they get tight. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Yes. All right. Coming to mountain pose. How did it land, right? How did you find yourself landing in mountain? Good. Let's take our feet a little bit wider apart. Soften those knees. And let's do our side to side. So inhaling to one side and exhaling. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. The opposite heel maybe lifts a little bit. But really extend that exhale breath, getting rid of toxins in the body as we exhale and inviting more nitric oxide to dilate our blood vessels as we inhale through the nose. Every movement is a mindful movement and has purpose. And slow it down, good, and relax. And now coming into, I think, one of the most ultimate grounding poses. Let's just slide into our warrior 2 pose here. So widening our stance a little bit more if it's available to you. Yeah, good. And then the left toes are going to remain forward. The right toes lift up slightly and very easily just turn on your heel and drop your right toes. Good. Have a nice tall spine. Good. And we're going to stretch that left arm back and the right arm forward. Now, having the intention to reach your right thigh back, you can soften the right knee, just to right above the ankle. Good. And then feel free to turn your head and look over that front middle right finger. Find your breath. Find those roots diving into the earth from your feet all the way down, deep into the earth. So grounded. You might want to tuck your tailbone forward. As you exhale, you might want to relax your shoulders back and down. And breathe. And smile. And smile. And breathe. Relax the arms, relax the fingers, even though they're still in a T. You can take the tension out of the body. Feel so grounded. Here we go. And on your next exhale breath, just let the arms float down. Good. Slowly turn your gaze forward. Press into your feet and slowly straighten this right knee. Good. With a soft right knee, lift your toes up and pivot them in. Yes. And we might want a little break here. So heel toe, your feet back to hip distance apart. Shake it out a little bit. Move the body. And then drop into mountain pose. Roots grounded, palms forward, shoulders relaxed, back and down. Yeah. Good. Just get familiar with that nice tall mountain pose. And we live in this beautiful state of Colorado. So when we look at a mountain, think of your mountain pose. Yeah, good. And come again to a wide stance for our warrior on the other side. So right toes remain forward, left toes lift up and pivot out and down. Good. So we just come to do a little tweaking to come to a nice grounded stance here. And again, pressing all sides of your feet, your heels, the ball of your foot, your toes. Yes, when you do that, you feel that energy again riding all the way up to this root chakra and lower chakras here. Good. Release reach the right arm back and the left arm forward. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, with an intention of reaching that left thigh out back, soften the knee. You don't want the knee caving forward. Good. And then turn your gaze and look over that left fingernail and breathe. Nice long, slow, deep breaths here. Just enjoying this rooting connection to the earth. Again, nature is amazing. And there's some sort of major big energy out there that's watching over us. Whether sometimes we think it's not that, but it is. Yes. Pelvic floor forward, shoulders relaxed. Know that this too shall pass. All challenges, all sorrows come and go. And on the next exhale breath, relax the arms down. Press down into that foot, your left foot to straighten the left knee. Bring your gaze forward. Gently lift your left toes up and slowly pivot them forward. And then toe heel, or step, step, step. Yeah. And wiggle it out. Shake it out. Good. All right, we're going to come into little body circles here. So this is a little bit of a balance pose. Right, so find your mountain pose. Good. All right, then you can either have your hands down or you can bring your hands onto your hips. Good. So this is about using your feet and all the different sides of your feet, right? So you're gonna just lean the weight of your body forward and then over to the right and then back and over to the left and forward. So your roots are diving again deep into the earth as you feel your heels, the sides of your feet, your toes, the other sides of your feet. And just make these tiny circles. Yeah. Knowing those feet are going to hold you up. Let's just do one more. Good. And then come to center, come back to your center, and then just do those circles, your whole body circles the opposite direction. So it's very challenging, right? Because your whole body is getting off its center axis, but those roots are so grounded that they're going to hold you up. Yeah. It's that earth. Good. And come back to center. And wiggle your toes, shake out your feet, relax the body. Nice. Okay, so we're going to come into our downward facing dog. Actually, maybe we'll do a plank pose. Plank is also a really grounding pose. We haven't done that in a little while. So you might want to use your chair. Yeah. So you can either use the front of your chair. You can also use the side of your chair. We just want a place where we can place our hands, right? Or make sure that you have some space behind you so that when you step your legs back, you have space and you won't kick anything. All right. So just again, take this to where it's comfortable for you. So start with softening your knees. Good. And then if it's available to you, bring your hands onto your chair. Yeah. So knees can stay bent here. So we're going to be pressing down into our palms. Good. And see if you can take that front leg and step it back onto the ball of your foot. And if that's where you want to land and that's where you feel safe, yes, make sure that you are not on chairs with wheels for sure, right? And that the chair is not going to slide. Good. And if you want, if it's available to you, take the other leg and step it back. You're pressing down into your palms, arms are extended long, Yeah, reaching your heels back, tuck your tummy up and breathe. And if you want to challenge a little bit more, drop the hips, reach those heels back, ground. Ground your hands into the earth, ground your feet, the balls of your feet into the earth. Tuck your tummy in. Breathe for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slowly bend the knees. Bring one foot forward, then the next foot forward. Good. And then bring your hands onto your thighs and slowly walk your hands up your thighs. Yeah, good job. And roll it out. Nice work. Yes, good. All right. Let's make our way back to our chairs. Actually, before we do that, let's come to the back of our chair here and just stretch our back with downward facing dog. Another nice grounding pose for us. All right, so bringing your palms either on a table or on the back of your chair here. And then just start to walk back. Take a little stroll, little walk. Yes, as far back as is comfortable for you. Bend your knees, stretch your hips back, relax your head between your arms, reach your fingertips forward, and find a few breaths here in this beautiful back stretch. Downward facing dog. Good. And with each exhale breath, see if you can stretch your hips back and reach your fingers forward. Feeling that stretch all the way down your arms, down your lats, and on your back. Yeah, you can straighten your knees if you want a little more hamstring stretch. 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale breath, soften your knees. Look up to the back of your chair and just start to walk 1 foot at a time, 1 step at a time, back to the back of your chair. And relax your shoulders down. Find your mountain pose. 1 more time here, yes. Good. Toes forward, palms forward, shoulders relaxed back and down. Good. And with that nice tall spine, let's take a little walk over to the front of our chair. Yes. Another beautiful thing to do is to take walks. If you can, it's getting a little cold out, but if you can take walks and take your shoes off on the grass and just feel connected. Yeah, let's take a big breath in. And as you exhale, slide your hips back. Use these thighs, engage the thighs, engage your glutes to slowly make your way down to a seat. Yeah. So taking walks on the earth, just basically spending time out in nature whenever you can, even if it's on a porch, your front porch or your yard, right? And just look around, especially this time of year with these beautiful trees changing colors. Yeah. All right. So scoot it forward a little bit. We're going to just squeeze out some toxins and then we'll dive into a nice relaxation pose. Yeah. All right. So still, even while we're seated, feel those feet grounding into the earth. Yeah. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lean forward. We're going to come into eagle pose. So taking your right leg, your fingers behind your right thigh or knee, and on an inhale breath, let's see if you can hug your thigh in and give your foot a little couple circles. You can also be on your toe. You know that by now. Good. And either crossing your right leg over your left leg or crossing at your ankles. Yeah, you decide here. Good. And a nice tall spine. Reach your arms out to either side. Good. Bring your palms forward. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, relax your shoulders, relax your arms, and just start to make like as if you're hugging a tree, right? And then we're going to bring that left arm above the right and now hug you like a tree, just like a tree, right? Yeah, good. And then scoot your fingers towards a little bit closer to the back of your shoulder blades if it's available. Lift your elbows up. And then bring the backs of your hands together if that's available. If you're up there, stretch, you want more of a stretch, reach your arms away from you, or you can stay here. It's your option. Yeah, good. All right, inhale, lift the elbows up as high as they'll go. And then as you exhale, relax your upper arms onto your chest. Bow your forehead towards your arms. Close your eyes. Good. You can bring if your arms are up, you can bring your palm of your right hand into your left hand and breathe. Take a nice big deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze your arms and squeeze your legs together. Yeah, lift that pelvic floor, that root chakra, lift it up. Yeah, and breathe. Pressing down into that left foot. Keep squeezing gently and keep breathing. And as you exhale, relax everything. Good. Press down into that left foot. Slowly bring the body back up. And then start to raise the elbows up again. And start to unwind your arms. Yeah. And just open up. Nice big flower. Just open up to the earth, right? Feel the earth, feel being part of it, and relax and unwind. Yeah, so when you're feeling like alone or whatever, just know that you're never alone. There is energy around you. You are part of the earth. You are part of this whole universe. All of us, every single human being is connected. Let's go to the other side. Take a breath in. As you exhale, let's grab behind the left knee now. And on an inhale breath, hug in. Good. And just do a couple circles in one direction. And reverse. Good. And on this side now, if you want to cross over your left leg on top of the right, making sure that you can have a nice tall spine, or crossing at your ankles if that's more comfortable for you today. Yes, either way. Good. Lift the heart, nice tall spine, float the arms out, palms forward. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, relax the shoulders and start to find that big tree that you want to hug. Yeah, coming forward. And then the right arm above the left this time, and come into hugging you. Yes. And then crawl your fingers back to your shoulder blades. Lift your elbows up. Good. Lift get a nice tall spine. An option is to bring the backs of the hands together, or that left hand into the right palm. Draw those arms away from your face if you want more stretch in your upper back. And take a breath in, lift the elbows up. And as you exhale, bow the head forward. Relax the upper arms onto your chest. Good. And now we'll start our squeeze. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, gently squeeze your arms gently together. Squeeze your legs together. Lift that root chakra up towards the sky. And plant that right foot into the earth. And breathe. 3 breaths here. Each time you exhale, see if you can just squeeze a little bit more. Yeah, getting rid of our toxins in the body, making us lighter, more present, balanced. Yeah. And on an inhale breath, slowly bring the head back up. Start to float the elbows, the arms up, and then start to unwind. Yes, making a nice big circle. Gathering all that beautiful energy that's always around us and bringing it in. Yeah, and uncrossing here. Good. All right, staying scooted forward just a little bit. Let's take a breath in and let it go. Glide your hands back, grab onto your chair, take a nice breath in, stretch your shoulders back one more time. And as you exhale, relax and just let the body fall forward. Hold on. Yes. Feet grounded. On an inhale breath, press into your feet, slowly float the body back up and release. And let's find ourselves getting ready now for Shavasana. So you can either lay down in your Shavasana. Feel free to do that. If you lay down, have your feet a little bit wider apart, your arms about 12 inches away from your body with your palms up. If you're seated, make sure your back feels supported and your palms are also up on your lap, a little bit higher up. That keeps the shoulders back. And then find yourself closing your eyes. Coming into final relaxation. And again, just imagine yourself a big tree with roots deep down, connecting the earth, connecting to that earth energy, which will support you through any challenge that you may have in your life, which is inevitable. Let's take a nice big deep breath in and let it go with a ha sound. Ha. Another big deep breath in and let it go. Relax the body. Imagine the whole body melting into the earth. Relax the shoulders and your arms and your fingers. Relax your stomach and spleen, your intestines and colon. Feel your hips heavy. Relax your legs, your feet, your toes. The breath in. And as you exhale, relax your breath. Each gentle exhale, feel yourself connected to this earth energy, positive energy that is always all around us. And let your heart grow with gratitude. We are a part of this universal consciousness. And relax. relax. Notice how you feel. Feel free to remain here, connecting with this earth for as long as you'd like. Should you choose now to come back into this space and time gently, take a little bit deeper breath in and breathe out. Begin to gently move your body, moving or swaying or wiggling, toes, fingers. Just so lovingly waking yourself back up into this space. Coming back to center now. Bringing your hands into prayer position. Resting your hands onto your heart. Take a nice big deep breath in. And as you extend your exhale breath, allow your head to just drop forward. Relax the shoulders, neck. We'll close practice today with this. There is an intelligence in this world running everything, and you are part of it. Drop the fear. Move with compassion and love, and know that all will right itself. When you're feeling ready and complete at your own pace, gently begin to flutter your eyes open as you lift your head. And I thank you all for coming and connecting to this beautiful place we call home, Earth. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.